Hi guys, Zaki with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a 3-4 match on the map Super Ore Garden. I'm starting in the top left position, playing as the Soviets. And what you can see I'm doing straight away is going towards the middle. I've gone a little bit too far down there, really I should have deployed a bit earlier. I didn't realise how close I was to the centre there. But what I'm doing is just getting power plants and some infantry out really quickly. It's really important that I do some scouting early on because I want to see which opponents are going to be close to me. The reason I've gone for the middle is because there's a lot of resources there. The only thing is, other players also do the same because, for the same reason, to get more resources. You can see there's orange there, who's playing in the bottom left, it looks like. And I've got my first ore refinery out. And I'm just sending some infantry out there. We can see that pink looks to be in the top middle of the map. And we can see orange there in the area next to mine. So I've got pink above me, I've got orange below. And the most important thing at this point is just getting infantry around, getting a bit of scouting done, because the worst thing that can happen at the start of the game is to lose some buildings early on. And you can see there we've got some orange infantry, looking like we've got quite a few there. So I'm just taking a few more infantry down just for safety. I'm going to build a couple of ore trucks and then start building some heavy tanks. Now you can see orange has opted for something a little bit different. He's started further in his base. And what it's going to mean is his ore trucks are travelling further, so he's going to be less efficient on the ore. However, because he was able to deploy his MCV earlier, he may be a bit of ahead in building, so he might be able to get tanks out a little bit earlier than I can. So I do have to be careful. So I've done a little bit of a risky strategy by going for 2 ore trucks straight away. And after that next ore truck gets out, I'm going to be starting to build tanks. And you can see orange there already with the heavy tank out. So he is a little bit ahead of me. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build that large power plant. And I'm going to build a Tesla. And that Tesla it'll be absolutely major for defence. And it'll change the game completely. You can see I'm getting quite a few tanks. But now orange coming in. And what I need to do is I need to make sure I make that ore refinery survive. And it doesn't look like he's got the forces to be able to defeat me. But we can see that pink is coming from the other side, and he's managed to get a war factory kill, which is going to, that's big, because it's going to mean I'm going to have half the building speed for tanks. But what I am able to do is I am able to get that Tesla down, which is going to give me a much better defence. I'm also building an ore refinery, because you can see I'm pretty low on ore, even though I've only got 1 war factory, so I'm going to get another ore refinery and put it at the other side, just so that other ore truck doesn't have to travel as far. And now I'm going to go for the battle against orange. You can see that orange hasn't got much left. He's bringing some infantry in, but we managed to destroy his war factory, so that's a big kill there, and that's going to cost him quite dearly. I'm just having a bit of a look back at my base. We've managed to take out that ore refinery, and now that power plant. And yeah, I'm just keeping one eye on the base because I need to watch out for pink if he decides to go in for another attack. And now I'm going to go for this second war factory once again. And now you can see orange out with a Tesla, but he has no tanks to defend it. So that was quite easily killed in the end. And now we're going for his construction yard. And if we get his construction yard out, yeah, he's out of the game. So quite fortunately, we haven't been attacked by pink in this time. So it's given us a bit of a time to regroup, improve our economy. And you can see we're starting to stack up a bit of ore now, and that's because we only have 1 war factory, but my second war factory is well on the way to being complete. So what pink really needs to do is to be more aggressive earlier in the game when I was fighting against orange. But orange is out now, so it's just given us a bit of breathing space, and it's allowing us to expand a little bit and strengthen our position. I've also got another ore truck there, just to help me a bit with my economy. And what we need to be thinking about all the time is about improving our economy, just so we can build that 3rd war factory, and also whether we want to build more a service depot so we can get more construction yards, because that's always an important thing when you're looking at free-for-all games, because you do get fewer attacks generally, although this game has been quite hectic at the start, but that's the nature of this map. It's just going to the middle, getting the resources, and inevitably you end up fighting other players there. And now I'm going to be going for my third war factory, because I'm going to want to have some faster tank building speed. I'm also going to be building some MCVs at this point. I'm just having a bit of a look at the map, and it looks like the other teams maybe haven't gone to the middle. Because, I mean, when you go to the middle, you always run the risk of fighting too many people. So that's a big disadvantage of it. And a big advantage, of course, as we've seen, is getting more resources. I'm just going to put this war factory at the back of my base, and we can see that Cyan has been knocked out of the game. So yeah, I've got a MCV there. I'm going to have to sort of like move it to the back of my base, because it's quite hard to sort of, or maybe I'll put it in a slightly different position to where the other MCVs are going to go, just so it's spread out a little bit. One thing you do need to be careful of in this map, and one of the reasons I did scout the back of my base quite well, is sometimes people can bring infantry around the back, and especially with Tanyas, sometimes you can have like sneaky Tanya play, because there is water around the back of the map as well. So you can get players from the other side of the map taking a transport ship with Tanyas through. And we can see there's blue coming in the middle of the map. We can see also red there with his ore truck. And it seems like purple is having a little bit of fight. And red is out of the game. So definitely some fighting going on at the other side of the map. 3 players are out, and we've got 5 left. Just having a bit of a look around here. We can see a green infantry there from Rambo, who's near the top of the map, and just taking my tanks up and down, just doing a bit of patrolling. I do have 3 war factories, and I do need to strengthen my economy a bit. And you can see there's Pink just taking my tanks up. The thing is, I don't want to go for like an all-out attack on someone's base now, because I do have quite a lot of like structures in the middle of the map. And if I go and attack someone, it could lead me to get attacked by someone else. And it does look like, I do think they're like people with economies at the back will possibly have a hard time like with ore reserves, and they will have to expand to the middle eventually. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start building up my Tesla coils in the middle of the map. Just to give me a bit better defense. I have got extra MCVs now, so I'm going to have a increased building speed of structures. So it's going to be time to get some Tesla coils laid down and just strengthen my position overall. And Teslas are like really effective on this map because of the sort of, it's the way it's situated. You've got like loads of cliffs. It's very hard to maneuver about, so you don't, like when you're trying to get tanks to attack, it's sometimes hard for the other players to get all the tanks in at once, and it just makes the Tesla a lot more effective. And we can see there purple at the bottom of the map. He's trying to get sort of like a stronghold, but we might be able to push him back. Just having a look at that ore refinery, and we can also see blue there to the right of me. So yeah, I'm just going to try and push in and see if it actually works. The thing is, I might get absolutely swamped here, but just a bit of fun to see if it works. So yeah, just building some flame tower there, just in case we have some infantry from Pink. Tesla actually don't do that well against infantry, because like only each zap just kills 1 infantry. So flame towers are actually better there. But what I'm needing to make sure I do, so I can actually keep up my tank production, is to build more ore refineries and get my economy going. And you can see there, I've just paused it for a little bit, the tank production, and we've got Rambo coming in from the back, and that's what I was talking about earlier about like these like attacks that you can get. And hopefully we're going to be okay though, because we've got some Tesla there, so we might not actually have to bring our tank force back. But yeah, sometimes what you do is you get like Tanyas coming in from the back, destroying a lot of structures, and that's why I was getting that radar dome out. And you could just see why there. I think what Rambo's done is he's at the other side of the map, but he's brought a transport ship around with some tanks in and came from the attack behind. Of course, we're being able to defend against that. But yeah, it seems like they're talking now. And it looks like I'm going to get an all-out attack soon, so we'll have to wait and see. I'm also going to be getting another war factory out because I have got a very fast building speed. Like I've got a really good economy going, so hopefully I'm going to be able to, I'm just going to like try and push it out completely and just see if it works. It is for fun, of course, so we'll just try this. getting some more power plants, and you can see green coming in there. He's got a lot of tanks, so I'm going to try and build some Tesla coils there, but it looks like I'm going to lose that war factory. But yeah, just having a bit of fun here, trying to see how far I can go. But you can see those green tanks coming in now, and we can see that blue is also coming as well. So we're just going to fight it out here and see how it goes. You can see he's going for the oil refinery, and he has to be careful, because if he just goes for structures, then what's going to happen is he's going to start losing all his forces to my tanks. And we've also got our Tesla coils firing in the background, so they will be providing a bit of defence. But we can see that blue is coming in as well, and that's going to provide a little bit of a problem, because they've got quite a lot of forces when they work together. But the further green goes into my base, the more Tesla coils he's going to face. And you can see I've got some Tesla there in the middle, 3 Tesla close together. I'm also putting a few Tesla further down, just so they can provide a bit of defence against blue. So let's see how blue does here. We've got our tank numbers are falling a little bit, but we'll have to see how this goes, because we do have our Tesla working in the background. However, it does look like the target's in our economy for the time being, so that's going to obviously hurt us quite a bit. We do have a bit of ore stacked up, thankfully, so we're going to be able to keep up with tank production. But now you can see blue is pulling back, because we managed to get quite some good tank kills there. But now you can see pink coming in from the top, and yeah, he's coming down now. He's not going to be able to push too far in, I don't think, with that like number of tanks, but of course he's been able to do a little bit of damage. I do have a lot of Tesla that's been built up now, and I'm going to have to pull back a little bit. We could also see purple expanding at the bottom of the map, who's not getting involved very much. I do have another war factory built. I'm having to think though now that it might not be the, I don't know, it might not be the best idea with the war factory, because I do need to improve my economy once again. And now I'm just getting some Tesla out just to take out those purple, yeah, those purple ore trucks. And you can see purple's now building Tesla, and purple has went largely untouched in that fight. So they've had time to build up now, and it looks like they've been able to build up quite a few heavy tanks, and this could be trouble for me. So we're like, so they're coming in now, and this is a bit problematic, I guess, at this point, because the base is right next to mine as well, so they're going to also be able to produce Tesla right near my tanks, and you can see another Tesla there coming up. And I'm just going to have to be careful there, because I did run out of power. And you can see blue sending some infantry from behind. I think those are probably paratroopers, so I'm just using a flame tower to deal with them. But you can see those purple tank numbers are building up quite quickly, and I think purple's got like a reasonable economy. You can see he's starting to build a fair number of Tesla. And he may have, I guess he's got like the team that took out early, orange. So he's got the ore that orange would have used. He can use that. And now we just try to take our tanks against purple and see what we can do. And what you can see, as we were doing that, blue are attacking us from the top of the map. And we're going to have to come and defend against that, because that number of tanks could like take out a lot of my base. But now it's purple again, and purple building those Tesla coils, and you can see those Tesla coils are in really hard positions to attack, just past the cliffs either side, so that's going to be, of course, problematic. I'm also using those flame towers to try and take out those missile launchers, because you can see those missile launchers, although they're quite strong because of the range against Tesla coils, when you use flame towers against them, flame towers work quite well, because you can build them really quickly and get up close. And the flame towers don't have much HP, but now you can see that we're fighting purple once again, trying to get those Tesla coils down, and you can see once again blue is attacking me from the top of the map. So this is a bit, obviously this is very hard, because we get attacked at the bottom and at the top of our base, and you can see slowly but surely we are getting pushed back. We did have a good economy at one point, but now it's not looking so good. So blue's pushing forwards. He's going to be hit by some of those Tesla and some of those flame towers as well. But yeah, we managed to push him back. But as we've been out to the other side of our base, we can see that purple has managed to build some Tesla and is now destroying some of our power plants. So this is put us in a sort of difficult position now, because we are obviously getting attacked from different angles. And what we're going to have to do is try and consolidate and maybe build some stuff towards the back of my base. So yeah, what I've just built there is just a airfield, just so I can see what's going on. I'm also going to build a tech centre, because that'll allow me to build Tanya in case I can get round to the back of the base. And you can see now that purple's got like quite a few, like more Tesla. It's making it harder and harder to go on the attack in their base. So yeah, I'm just going for the attack, but you can see now green again going from the back. This time he's brought missile launchers, and he's also brought some engineers. So going obviously for the trying to take over something, but I don't think he's going to get very close, because I do have Tesla there, and that sort of negates engineer rushes or anything like that. And you can see now that missile launcher going back to the water. And I do think he probably had some, like, carrier or something, a transport ship, because that's the only way he could get round there. Because, of course, we can see that green is from the top right position. And now going round the back of the base, so we're attacking at the back of purple's base. You can see he's got some Autrix there, so we're managing to take out that. And you can see a Tesla popping up there. And I do think that purple definitely has gone for multiple MCVs, and his economy will be getting stronger as he takes control of more of the map. So now we're going for an attack from a different angle. We're going to take out that construction yard. That definitely won't be the first, like the starting position of his construction yard though, so he's definitely got other ones on the map. And you can see another Tesla popping up there. So they are popping up quite quickly. So he does have a fast building speed. Yes, you can see another one up there immediately. But the thing is, he hasn't got many tanks with it, but he's bringing his tanks back now, and this is going to help him quite a bit. And yeah, he's got enough tanks there now to do quite a bit of damage. I'm just having a look around the map. I've got lots of like ore refineries, but I haven't got a great deal of ore trucks. And you can see green bringing in more tanks from the back there. You can see the transport ship. But now it's purple who are the most powerful on the map, and not myself. And you can see the engineers have taken one of those construction MCVs. I've just sold my other one because it was on very low HP, and it would have been taken out by the next engineer that entered it. But now he's got an MCV there. We'll see if he tries to build anything. You can also see blue going for the navy, and now there's a Tesla coil in my base. Which is going to provide a little bit of hassle. And the big problem is I don't have that many funds left. You can see my economy is all gone, so I'm going to have to try and get those tanks to that position. I'm going to sell some things as well, one reason is so I can build more, and the other reason is so I can actually move throughout my base and get a little attack going on. You can see I've got infantry there, which is going to help quite a bit, because the Tesla can only zap one at a time. And you can see another Tesla being built there by green. And yeah, it's making it quite hard with like the position I'm in at the moment. We're going to be able to take out that Tesla, and now we're going to get this MCV out as quickly as possible. But you can see now that purple has quite a big army, and my forces have been used up. But now it's blue and purple going for the fight against each other. You can see also pink's managed to build up some big defences, so we're not going to be able to go for an attack against them. And it does seem like some pink tanks are coming to attack me from the top around the back of my base. So we'll have to see how this goes, because I don't have a large army anymore. And I'm just having a bit of a look around, just to see if anyone else is attacking me from any other direction. It looks like purple and blue are occupied fighting each other for the moment. But yeah, you can see that purple's not struggling too much against blue, because otherwise they wouldn't have all those tanks right at the back of the base. And now we can see those pink heavy tanks, and I just have a feeling like whenever I move, those heavy tanks are just going to come in and pile into my base. He's got me like defended on one side with Tesla and flame towers, and then he's got a bunch of tanks on the other side. Just going to sell up those ore refineries, as they're not very useful at the moment. And you can see the green is going down the right side of the map. And I think that's a bit of a mistake from green, because what he's doing is he's helping purple by finishing off those blue tanks. But he actually is going for myself. So this will be a big mistake from green, because what's going to happen here is once he defeats me, Purple has a massive army and he's going to kill Rambo. And I don't have the resources to defend against this right at the moment. I don't know if Rambo's realised now that Purple's a real threat. It does look like he's pulling his tanks back, and he's got some missile launchers there to fight that Tesla. And you can see now Rambo going into for the attack against Purple, who does have a lot of resources and obviously a lot of defence as well. And I don't really have much defence, much resources to attack at the moment. But you can see there Rambo's in, and you can see Purple bringing in more tanks to the front. And now we're just bringing in, we're just going to try and attack his left side, while Rambo attacks his right side, just so it provides a little bit of help. Just taking out those Tesla and diverting his attention a little bit. So some of those tanks are going to be taken out. We've taken out some of his Tesla, and now I think Rambo has pulled back a little bit. So we're going to have to pull back into our base because we just don't have the tanks here. And you can see now Purple bringing all his tanks to the forefront, and there's going to be absolutely no way I'm going to be able to defend against this. Just selling that war factory, and there's just too many tanks there, and you can see that Purple is just too strong at this point in the game. And yeah, you can see that army is absolutely huge. He had a lot of tanks hiding in the back there, and I think he was just waiting for the right moment. When green and blue attacked me earlier, Purple was just building up, and now he's just built himself into an unbeatable position, and there's absolutely no way I can defend against that force, and that is good game. There's absolutely no way back, because once you've got map control like he does, there's just no way I'm going to be able to fight for the middle of the map, and most of the resources are in the middle. And now you can see him take it. He's going to completely wipe the other players out of the game. And you can see that what I'll do is I will change it to a different view so you can see what actually goes on, because we can't see the whole of the map here. So I'll just take it to the replay view right now, so now we can see the whole map. Yeah, so the middle of that game, it was just I went for a bit of fun. I decided just to attack everyone, push right out to the far right of the map, and obviously then you get attacked by everyone. It was a bit of fun. I'd had quite a few 3-4 matches. I'd won the last 3 matches, so I just went for something that was a bit more reckless and a bit more daring. Obviously this time it didn't pay off. I think I needed, I think if Purple hadn't been there, it would have been a very, very close match. And I possibly would have won, actually. Possibly, I'm not sure 100%. You can see those transport ships at the back of Rambo's base. So those are the transport ships he was using when he was going round to my base. But you can see Purple's just got an absolutely overwhelming force, and there's no way Rambo's going to be able to match that, or Pink either. And you can see Pink's stayed right at the back of the map. And the thing is, if you stay right at the back of the map, the problem is there's just limited resources there. You do need to mine a little bit from the middle as well, which is what Purple's doing now. He's sort of at the back parts of the map. He's also being able to expand to different points because he managed to knock out the players. Well, the players either side of him got knocked out earlier in the game, so he was able to expand further across the back of the map and just get more resources that way. But now you can see him moving on to Pink. And what I'm going to do again, because here what he did is he pulled back, and it went on for quite a while, but he used some MiGs and stuff. But you can, if you're playing purely to win in 3-4 matches, what it is sometimes you just have to, it's sort of like a mix. Quite often if you're playing an 8-player 3-4s, you do need to take out the opponents that are closest to you. But also now it's getting a balance of keeping out of trouble as well. Of course I went for the more fun option here, but it didn't pay off in the end. And you can see those rocket troopers aren't going to be able to do much. Yeah, rocket troopers are really not cost efficient, because they could just be squashed by heavy tanks, especially when you got them in large numbers. And you can see those missile launchers coming out now. Missile launchers should be only used if you're trying to take Tesla out, because they have a long range, but they have very low HP, so when you put them against heavy tanks, they don't do very well. They also have a very long reload time, so once they fire, it takes a long time for them to be able to fire again. And purple is just too big here. You can see him spread out across the whole map. There's absolutely no way pink's going to be able to do anything at all. I think it was sort of like over once, well, as soon as he brought all his tanks forward, we could just see how big his army was. And even if we'd all attacked him all together at that point, there was no way we would have been able to defeat him. And this was about where pink quit the game. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed the video.